I was fortunate to have parents who both loved God, loved the church, and instilled that in all of their children. So I'd like to share just a couple of anecdotes about my mom, things that she taught me. The passage that Sam, my nephew, read about love was very important to her. And particularly, she loved the church, she loved missions, she loved family. And she would, on a number of occasions throughout the last couple of years, when she was able to do so, she would arrange events for the family to gather. And as I've said to folks already, she went to the extreme to arrange this gathering. And we succeeded in getting a large portion of our family together for that. So one thing she taught me was love for family. Another thing she taught me was that being on time is important. That if you are on time, you're actually late. That therefore it's better to be early than to not show up at all. And this played out very dramatically for me in 1980. I was a summer missionary in Norway, and I flew home quickly to see my folks before I went to Norway. And I gave them the flight information because in our family the tradition is that you go to the airport, and in those days, this is 1980, you could go right to the gate. And so at the moment that I came to the airport in Louisville, this is the old Piedmont Airlines, which doesn't exist anymore. They said, we actually can route you through Cincinnati and get you home 30 minutes earlier than you're scheduled to be there. Well, I had given my parents the old information, I hadn't given them the new information, but I figured, yeah, I'll get there in plenty of time, I can catch them before they get to the gate. So took my flights and picked up my luggage and began to wander through the Piedmont terminal of the DC's National Airport, I think it's called Reagan Airport now, and wandered around, just didn't see her, and kept wandering around, and came all the way down to the gate where I should have come in on the flight that they were expecting. They weren't there, and I'm checking my watch, and they're not there and stuff. Come to find out, they had come hours early to be on time, and were just behind a screen that I couldn't see. My mother, my father, and my grandparents, who were ancient at that time, had been waiting there for hours while I wandered around National Airport looking for them. So that's typical for my mom. Now when I was coming back from overseas, flying from Oslo to, I think it was New York's LaGuardia Airport, to then to Washington National Airport, this is important, those details. I had given them the flight information and told them when I would be arriving and that this would all work out. This is before cell phones, before the internet, so you couldn't really catch up with folks. So we went through customs and I entered to board the flight to travel from Oslo to LaGuardia. And as we got just beyond the door where there was the point of no return, they said, by the way, your plane is being serviced. It's going to be several hours before we take off. Great. I get my watch. Got so much time to make this connection with LaGuardia. We're probably going to miss that connection. There's no way for me to call my mom to let her know that we're going to be late. They're going to be sitting at the airport, at National Airport, several hours early, only to find out that I'm not arriving on that flight. So we waited. We finally boarded the plane. I'm giving everybody the signal. Let's speed this up. My mom is waiting at an airport. We arrived at New York's LaGuardia Airport late, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And we're standing there at the ticket booth and waiting my chance to finally talk to somebody to say, I need to get to Washington, D.C. right now. So there's no, let's say it was Delta, there's no Delta flights to D.C., but you could go on an American. I'm making up these airline names for the sake of the story. You can go on an American flight, but it doesn't leave from LaGuardia, it leaves from JFK. It doesn't arrive at National Airport, it arrives at Dulles Airport, the other Washington airport. Yeah. So you don't understand my mother. There's not even time for me to call her right now because I have to sprint across LaGuardia to get in the shuttle to go to JFK, to sprint across JFK to get in an airport, to go to the wrong airport, or at least it'll be in D.C. So I'm running, carrying my luggage, overseas stuff, passports and flashing badges, whatever it is. We get on the flight and I'm worried the whole flight from New York to Dulles. I'm thinking, this is just going to be awful. My folks have been sitting at National Airport for hours. I'm not there. And there's no way to confirm where I am and what's going on with that. So we land in Dulles Airport and I gather my things and I'm going down the exit to walk out the door. My mom was standing there. Saying, you're an idiot, what are you doing here? Because I was always respectful. there's no way you could know I was on this flight because they don't let information go until after flights have traveled to let somebody know that somebody's on that flight. So there's no, I'm at the wrong airport on the wrong airline, coming in from the wrong airport from the wrong airline. How did you know I was there? Here. And she just grinned and she said, well, I talked to the ticket people and I waited for every flight from New York to come in because I knew you'd be on one of them. And this was the last flight. And I knew that you would be on that flight if you hadn't already been there. So what my mom taught me in that moment and throughout her life was that trust. Believe in the process and trust. Be faithful. Do what you need to do to make the best occurrence take place. You can't control it, but if you do what you need to do, you've done all you can do in that moment. And to persevere. She was one who worked hard, and she taught us to work hard. There was many an A on a report card that was only a 95 that she would say, why didn't you get a 96? Or why did you get a 98? Thank you, Mom. Because she expected the very best from us, and she knew she had smart kids. And she knew that we were probably just sleeping through class to get that 95. And that we really, really, really needed to always do our best. So we did. Even today, when I'm talking to folks, I'll say, I'm sorry, I have to do it this way. Why? I said, because a little cartoon character of my mom is going to appear on my shoulder and tell me that I need to do it that way, that this is the right way to do it. So a strong work ethic, to be on time, to do your best, to trust, to persevere, to believe in the process. And you can talk to my wife, and she'll say, yeah, he does that. He is wired that way. Why are we doing this way? Because Chris is wired this way. We have to do it this way. I'm wired this way because my mom was wired that way. So in the next couple of moments here, there may be other family members who want to share a story. Don't feel like you have to. But if there's something that you want to say in honor of Mom or in memory of Mom, give you this opportunity.